Hello, Senior Stoner fans. It's the real Senior Stoner back at you for the dab of the day. I'm not going to be able to muster a dual dab of the day today from bed. I'm in an adjustable bed right now, and my head is up. I can try to make it go up a little higher so the angle's better. Hope you're all having a good day. Today's Wednesday. Well, before we do our dab of the day, I want to talk about the topic of the day. That's right, there still is a topic of the day. You must do whatever you need to do if you're in a difficult situation to reduce the pain, reduce the threat to yourself somehow. These are things that I don't normally do. I'm not a daytime bed person. I'm certainly not a prescription medication person anymore, but I am now. These are the prophylactic measures I need to take up to and including and after Friday when I have my SI injection. Now, a couple things you want to do when you have made the decision to do these things. Even though you have the appointment, even though you've made the decision to do it, you still want to see if it can get better on its own. I am going to be off my feet primarily from now until Friday morning to see if it can relieve itself on its own. I really don't want the procedure. My success ratio on the procedure is 50%, which means there's a 50% chance it will reduce the pain and a 50% chance it will increase the pain. It does not come back the same way when you leave. But this is, and I've talked to Mrs. Stoner about it, a very unique circumstance. This is preventing walking. It's preventing standing. It's omnipresent. So when you do the triage and determine what you're really going to do about something like this, even though the risk exists to exacerbate it, I believe you got to take the chance. There's an intervention needed here. I've got my ice pack with me. I've got all the particulars to keep me comfortable up here today alone. Sugar is with Mrs. Stoner at the office today because, frankly, I was too afraid to have her here jumping on and off the bed. She would get hurt, and I would worry, and I would react, and I would get more hurt. So, a couple quick bits of advice when you're like this. I'm not going to say you want to isolate yourself, but you want to isolate the things you normally do and make those minimal. You know, if you have 10 things you do in a day, do one. If you have 20 things you do in a day, do two. I'm not walking the dog, I'm not going to the park, I'm not driving my car. These are things that I really should not do right now to give myself a chance to have my body heal. That's not happening. I have a 11 o'clock appointment on Friday where I'll be handled by a doctor in the hospital this time, not in a surgical center. So, why? Am I chicken? Are you defeated if you accept the procedure? Are you less of a person, less of a strong man? 100% not. These are not ego situations. These are not situations where you can be a strong person and take it. These are situations that you've not created on your own that happen to you, can happen to anyone, and you've now got to go through the process and deal with it and come out the other end. I'm not going to say yes that it'll happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if somebody said to me, Mr. Senior Stoner, you need to have a microdiscectomy. You need more surgery. It's feeling that bad. But we're going to go with the injection route because that's the procedure before you would go to the next procedure. And I'm going to pray I don't need it. Let's take our dab of the day and remember, don't feel dirty or guilty or sad or bad that you can't do things if you're in this type of situation. These things are not your fault. You didn't do it to yourself, and you're doing whatever you can to feel better. So you must try somehow to keep the positive attitude at least partially alive because that will reduce your pain. That will see you to the other side without as much pain. We're going to use our Carta today, and we're going to turn it on to 2. And as soon as it vibrates, we're going to take our first dab of the day, and then we're going to go back to sleep. Cheers. My Carta might be clogged. You know what? The Carta is clogged, and frankly, everybody, I don't care. I will deal with it. Okay? I'm putting it down now. And you're going to say, well, geez, Senior Stoner, what are you going to do without your Carta? Well, the good news is, somewhere over here on this table next to me is a backup. I have my APX Wax dab machine, which is pocket sized, loaded. I'm going to have a hit. Cheers. Oh my goodness. Oh, I don't want to disappoint my loyal Dab of the Day fans. Was not a dual Dab of the Day, was not a Carta Dab of the Day, or an E-Rig Dab of the Day, but it got the job done. Thanks for listening, everybody. Put up a great day if you can. This is the Real Senior Stoner pushing through.